Champion Ford, how can I help you?
Yeah, I was just calling about your 2016 Toyota Highlander.
Yes, sir. What questions can I answer for you?
You know, I just noticed the price on there. It was advertised at $32,900. I was just curious if that's the best price that was available.
Well, I've got a feeling you already know it's the best price available, or we wouldn't be talking. I tell you what, the best thing you can do is figure out if it's the best car. Price is easy. Finding the right car is the most difficult part. Can you come in this afternoon or early evening?
You know, I could probably come in later on, but I got to make a couple phone calls before I come in. I just want to see, is there any other discounts or anything else I need to know? Because I'm going to go do some shopping online.
Mr. Martin, I know that if you're like most of our customers, you're calling multiple stores and you're getting all sorts of stories from car dealers about how they'll do this or that for you. Before we hang up though, I want to let you know there are two things we're going to do for you, actually three things that we'll do for you that no other store in this area will do. And the reason I can say that with a great deal of confidence is we're the only Motor Trend certified store literally within 500 miles. Now, what's that mean to you? Well, you have chosen a Motor Trend certified vehicle that you've called about. Is the price good? Of course it is, or you wouldn't have called. But more importantly, is the vehicle right? And that's where Motor Trend certified comes in. Now, I know you've heard a lot of things from a lot of different car salespeople, and what I'm about to say to you is going to sound absolutely crazy, but if you'll let me finish, I'll explain how it's absolutely the truth. Mr. Martin, you ever been worried about paying a car dealer too much for a vehicle?
That's what you guys are supposed to do, is take all my God bless money.
For the last 100 years, that's exactly what we have been supposed to do, but things have changed. I'm going to tell you that it is literally impossible for you to pay too much for this particular vehicle, the Highlander. Now, if you're not skeptical, I'm not talking to a human being. How in the world could it be impossible for you to pay too much?
Sounds like car dealer bullshit.
You know what? I would not argue with you that that's what it sounds like, but here's how it works. And by the way, we put this in writing. When you come in and you look at this Highlander, if it turns out to be the right vehicle, you're going to take delivery. We're going to give you 5 days to search the world. And when I say the world, I'm not kidding. You can search any website you want to. It doesn't have to be a new car store. It can be an independent used car store. It can be Craigslist. It can be in Idaho. It can be in Finland if you want. But if you find a vehicle similar to the Highlander that we've got here, and it's got the same benefits that we offer, and it's advertised for less money, you just show us the ad, Mr. Martin. We cut you a check back for the difference on the spot, and we do it cheerfully. And you know what? We're going to take it one step further. You take this Highlander home, and you decide after a day or two that it's just not the right vehicle for whatever reason. You give me a holler, you bring it back here, you exchange it. Now, we ask that you don't put more than 300 additional miles on the odometer. We ask that you bring it back in the same condition that it left in, as in, if you hit a deer, you cannot exchange it, okay? We put this in writing as well. This particular vehicle has gone through an inspection, but every dealer in the country will tell you that. But our inspection has to meet Motor Trend's standards, not just our standards. If something doesn't pass, we got to fix or replace it, or we send it to the auction. And you may be calling about one of those cars on somebody else's lot. And by the way, then we put a warranty, a real warranty on it. It's a warranty that covers most of the mechanical workings of that vehicle, and it's good for 6 months or 7,500 miles. Now, before you make those other phone calls and waste your time, can I see you around 4 o'clock today?
Let's do it.
Okay. Does that make sense? Sure. Does it take me a little bit longer? Yeah, but you know what? What happens when if he hangs up? Well, yeah, that too. But he's going to talk to other dealers. The more dealers he talks to, the less likely it is he's going to come and see me. What's y'all's closing ratio on for people that come in here, on used cars specifically?
Walking?
No. If 100 people walk in here looking for a used car, how many will you deliver?
25, 30.
Okay. That's a real good closing percentage. And I'm finding closing percentages are going up and up because people are visiting fewer and fewer stores. They're not doing it like they used to. They're not going from here to there, from here to there, from here to there. Yeah, they're talking to you. You are making the difference as to whether they come in or not. So if they're not coming in, who am I mad at? And if they're coming in, who am I happy with? That'd be you. Does it make sense to use these things on the phone? And you know what I didn't do?
Didn't come down on price.
Well, no. You know, I hate what you said, but maybe you've been coached to say that. What I didn't do was say, Mr. Martin, do you have a trade-in? Just tell, for these purposes, say yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you 2 bits of advice that nobody else in the state of Pennsylvania will give you, nor Ohio. When you bring that vehicle in, bring all the keys. The more keys you have with that vehicle, the more valuable it will be. The second thing is, I don't know what you did with the paperwork from your previous purchase. Try to dig it up. The reason I want you to bring that in is we will go through it for you. We will look for coverages that still may be in place that will make your vehicle worth more, and we'll look for coverages that may be in place that you are due a refund. We find cash for our customers all the time. Don't forget those 2 things, Mr. Martin, okay? Greg, nobody else is going to be saying those things to the customer. I mean, it's going to set you apart. Okay?
Yes,